Hello, this is John Locke for Lockdown Design, and today I was hoping to have a long-form video uploaded, but unfortunately that's not going to happen. And the reason being is the laptop that I was editing it on, it has a problem with the battery not charging, so I'm taking that to the shop today. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer some SEO questions from you, the viewers. And these came to us from Facebook, and the first one is from a web designer, not going to give the city, but they ask, hey, I'm a web designer and I'm in this local city like over here, and I want to show up in the map pack for the surrounding cities all around. And for those of you that don't know, like when you Google a service in a location, like web design Sacramento, web design New York, web design Cleveland, it'll show 3 businesses in a Google map at the top of that page. So this person is asking, how do I show up in my neighboring cities? Well, the answer is you're going to have to open an office in one of those neighboring cities. And the reason being is the way Google Maps works, the way that 3-pack map works is it's based on location. So if you are nearby something, that's what it's going to show. Very rarely does it show things that are far away. So one thing you could do is either open an office, even though this is against the Google rules, you could try doing a UPS mailbox or a Mailboxes R Us type of thing if that's what you want to try. I wouldn't advise it because that's technically, you're not supposed to do that. The second thing that you could do is create city-specific landing pages on your site. So say, for example, whatever your city is, if there's neighboring cities around there, create specific landing pages for those cities. Maybe describe some of the things in that city. If you have customer reviews from that city, put those on there. And maybe like driving directions. I think you work from home though, like me, so that might not be a good idea. So that's question 1. If you are looking to score in the map pack, and this wouldn't matter even if you were computer repair, if you were an HVAC, a plumber, an electrician, whatever it is, Google is going to show in that 3-pack map whatever is nearby. They're not going to show things that are far away. So even if you walk half a mile, drive a half a mile down the road, it's going to change. So second question comes to us. This is a person also on Facebook. Now their question is, they have a client who's a lawyer and they're in a mid-sized city. They're competing with another law firm. They're trying to rank above them. And their question is I ran my client's site and the competing site through one of the SEO tools that's out there that does free scans. And what it's showing is the domain rating for our site is higher. We have more links coming in. And, you know, all the like link metrics, domain metrics, URL metrics are higher. And then the competing site, they have more Facebook likes, or Facebook shares, I should say. They have more Facebook shares. So the question is, do Facebook shares really make that big of a difference? Okay, so I checked out both you and the competing site, as well as some of the, other competitors, competing lawyers in your city. And here's what I think. I think Facebook shares have nothing to do with it. That's my diagnosis. So your site looks a little bit newer than the competition site that you're talking about. Now this main competition site, one thing, there's actually 2 things I'm going to point out that I think that you should do or convince your client to do. So the competition site that you're trying to get over on, they have 2 profiles on Avo, which is kind of it's for lawyers, basically like a directory, like a professional directory, like specified. And the 2 partners in the firm, the one guy has a Avo rating of 10, and then the other partner has a rating of 8.4, while your client has an Avo rating of 6.7. And I know that you said that perhaps he doesn't want to invest. Maybe it's like a money thing where you get more ratings if you Your rating goes up if you pay more each month. But I think your clients should do it, because I think there is a correlation. Because I did see this in a lot of the other profiles, that are highly rated, their websites actually seem to be ranking really well. Now, your client is doing a lot of things good. They're in the 3 best rated, and expertise are in the top 20 for their thing. So that's good. You have a lot of links coming in. They're from legal sites and lawyer type sites. So that is good. But one thing that I noticed is in your market, in your mid-sized market, most of the lawyers, the link profiles, there's no like one site that's like blowing away anybody else. They all have kind of the same or similar link metrics. Nobody's like far and away above everybody else. So I think it just might be getting more reviews and getting your Avo profile up. The other thing that I want to state too is I think that your client should do what he can for Yelp reviews. Get verified on Yelp. Make sure that his profile is verified. If the other people are in the category of criminal defense attorney or lawyers, make sure that he has similar categories. And I'm going to say this for anybody that's trying to compete in local SEO, Yelp makes a difference. Make sure that your Yelp profile is on point. Make sure that you're getting a lot of positive reviews. Make sure that you're proactive about getting reviews on Yelp. I have never seen any type of industry or any vertical or any local SEO ranking that was not ever affected by Yelp. Google uses third-party things. They use their own reviews, they use Yelp reviews, and then they'll use whatever industry-specific thing it is for reviews. So if you're a realtor, they're going to use Zillow. If you're a lawyer, they're going to use Avo. If you're a doctor, they're going to use Health Grades. If you're a auto shop, they're going to use RepairPal. Things like that. So get reviews on your industry-specific profiles. Bump up your Avo. Bump up your Yelp. I don't think that the link metrics mean anything. Really, I think you have a good link profile. I think everybody else has a decent link profile. Nobody's blowing anybody away. And remember, the SEO tools, whether it's Moz or Majestic, you're talking about TrustFlow, you're talking about domain authority, those are made up metrics by the SEO tool companies, Majestic and Moz, and Ahrefs has theirs, and SEMrush has theirs. But they're all made up to try and approximate what is happening in the actual Google algorithm. They are not the actual Google algorithm itself. There are other things that affect SEO that are off-site. Okay, so always remember that. If you do a free scan with a SEO tool, it's not going to give you the magic secret sauce. There's going to be other things that you need to look at. Okay, so third question. This comes to us, and this person says, okay, so I have a client and they have their old domain over here and they wanted to rebrand. So what they did is they changed, I changed content on their site and they changed their domain name. But what I did is I installed a plugin to do 301 redirects for the old domain to the new domain. So they're using a 301 plugin on the site like WordPress. But what I read is that I have to do a change of address in Google Search Console, which is correct. You need to do a change of address telling Google this old domain is not the one that you should look at anymore. This other one over here is the one that you should be indexing. So this person says, what's happened is Google is telling me that it is unreachable and it can't crawl it. So here's what I think is going on. You are doing a 301 redirect in the site itself, and what you need to do is do that 301 redirect at the domain registrar. So if your domain name is registered with GoDaddy, or if it's registered with Hover or Namecheap, or wherever that is, that's where you need to do a site-wide domain redirect. And what you're going to want to do is go into your managing your domains, go into your DNS settings, and you're going to want to forward that domain, that old domain, to the new domain. So what should happen now once you do that, and with GoDaddy, their DNS is relatively quick. I mean, that's one good thing I can say about GoDaddy. Their DNS propagates pretty quick. So what's going to happen is when people type in that old domain, it should forward it to the new domain, regardless of URLs. So if you're redirecting URL by URL using a plugin in WordPress, delete all that stuff out. Okay, just get rid of it. Do the redirect at the domain registrar. Okay? And then what I want you to do is make sure that when you type in all the combinations of HTTP, HTTPS, non-www, and www for the old domain and for the new domain, make sure it redirects to whatever the combination is for the new domain. So if it's HTTPS, no www, and then the new domain name, make sure that all 8 of those combinations forward to that domain. And it should work for all the URLs. The only thing that you should need to do with the plugin on your site is do relative URLs. So the slug of the URL. That's the only thing that you should redirect. Okay, so that is 3 questions, SEO questions. If you have an SEO question, feel free to put it in the comments below. We'll answer it out in a future video. This is John Locke. Sorry I didn't have a long form content. We have some more long form content coming to you when I get my computer out of the shop and the battery's charging. So just so you know, Lockdown Design and SEO. Lockdown Design and SEO, we do SEO for manufacturing and industrial firms. If you have an SEO question, leave it in the comments below. We're publishing every week. So until next time, peace.